Hello, internet. It's shop cleaning day in the shop, so I don't have a cool, neat video to make. But I realized I hadn't done a video on my 572 since I put a new top end on it. And this was my favorite saw to actually go cut wood with, whether it's falling or firewood or tree work, what have you. This is probably my favorite one on the chassis alone, right? The anti-vibe, the ergonomics, the startability, everything. I love this saw. And rumor has it, I don't know if it's true, but what I've heard is completely unfounded. But the rumor is they're coming out with an updated version to replace it, a Mark II, if you will. That's exciting for me. Anyway, I bought this saw originally off of another porter in PA 3 years ago, before I had a lathe or mill or anything like that. And he did good work, but ever since I've gotten a lathe, I've always wanted to do a top end on my own. And they're $300. Found it hard to swing the price. Well, about 4 or 5 months ago, the spark plug popped out of the cylinder that was on it, and it had been Timcerted. The Timcert failed, which to me is ironic because that's what everybody swears by for thread repair. So I had originally agreed to trade it off to a guy. He hauled around, never actually committed to the deal. It was for a 385 XP, which I would have loved to have had. But in any case, I found a really sweet deal on an OEM brand new 572 top end. I had a spare 2 hours one evening, so I did some machine work on it, did a band cut, set the squish back down to a nice tight 20, 22. Actually, let me grab my notebook. Hold on. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. I said don't go nowhere. I'm back. Got my notebook here. So let's see. If we turn to 572. Did a 45 thousandths band cut, took 55 off the base. We set the squish at a comfortable 25 thousandths. Numbers after porting, 75 and a half, 103.8. Sorry, numbers after machine work on the lathe, 75 and a half, 103.8, 120.2. So this thing factory had about 16 degrees of blowdown. That sounds like a lot if you're coming from a conventional saw standpoint, but you got to remember that the way the Strato system works in these is that it back charges the upper transfer with fresh air, and that way that's what chases the exhaust out the pipe, out the muffler. As far as actual grinding and porting goes on it, I didn't do a whole lot. I raised the exhaust back up to 100 or so, maybe 99. Uppers, didn't touch them. Intake, didn't touch it. Didn't see the need, didn't see the point. The lower transfers, I did blend in there quite a bit. In fact, let me grab a 572 cylinder. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. .572 top end. I was supposed to ship this off to Scar to be welded for the threads and the pluggy thingy. You can see it's got some use on it. There's some vertical marks here and there, but nothing of great significance. This top end would be fine to run in something. I think it was new 3 years ago when I bought it. But so this is how he did the lowers, right? You can see he just brought this nice even line in here, smoothed all this over. He got further up into there than I do, but I drag it from further out this way all the way to this lip. So you can see the extension comes down. I start on the bore side of that and I work that all the way down, basically just into this pocket here. There are seams from where they cast it that's like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch in there. I basically smooth down to those and call it good. And you can see that the divider there was thinned quite a bit. I don't thin them that much. Honestly, that's most often because it just takes time, and I don't know that it adds any value, and it decreases case volume. And that's the other thing about this saw that I would probably change if I could, is that when he built it, he took the stuffers off. So it's got a big case volume. It's not as snappy as some other 5 Series saws, and I think that has to do with the fact that it's not stuffed. It is what it is. I still love it. It runs great. But yeah, these are a really simple recipe. It does have a gigantic honking muffler mod on it, which actually here, you deserve to see. I do typically run this with a 24-inch. So that's a deflector from Dino Joe. You can see straight through the muffler. It's gutted very aggressively because I ain't trying to play games, right? So 572, I'm really happy with how it runs. The video, it's running this bar and chain. It's a hexaphile, yes. I haven't sharpened it after I was out cutting with it last, and I know it was in dirt. So it's like a 12-inch, 14-inch pine log it's going to see here in the slicing. But I don't know. I love these things. I think they're great. They're my favorite. So here, I'll upload this, and y'all can watch and tell me why I'm wrong. And I'm going to get a broom out and start sweeping. So enjoy.
Wow.